I do hope that you are finding the videos useful in revising the EM spectrum. We're getting closer to the end of the series now. Because the wavelength is getting shorter, the frequency higher, and there's more energy transferred as we move into ultraviolet. In 1801, after hearing about Herschel's experiments that led to the discovery of infrared radiation, Ritter experimented at the other end of the visible spectrum. He was testing to see if there was anything beyond the violet light. Ritter's experiment used a prism, much like Herschel's, to split the light into the visible spectrum. He let the light fall onto silver chloride paper. He found the paper turned black when exposed to light, but the most intense reaction was just beyond the violet end, where there was no visible light at all. He had discovered ultraviolet radiation. We've reached the part of the electromagnetic spectrum where we're dealing with ionising radiation, so its dangers first. Because ultraviolet is a type of ionising radiation, it can cause damage to the DNA of your cells. Ultraviolet rays from the sun are harmful. They can damage the surface cells of your skin and they can cause sunburn. This can over time also lead to skin cancers. There's also an increased risk of damaging your eyes, and this can lead to things like cataracts. So it's important to protect yourself. There are 3 types of ultraviolet radiation. The dangers I've talked about are mainly UVB, but UVA has a wavelength of around 300 nanometres and it can cause premature wrinkling. The one, as I say, we're most at risk at, from UVB, this has a shorter wavelength of around 300 nanometres and that's the type I was just discussing. But this UVB isn't all bad. It does produce vitamin D in our bodies, which we need in small amounts. UVC is the shortest ultraviolet radiation. It's around 280 nanometres. But fortunately, this is mostly absorbed by the ozone layer. Ultraviolet has its uses too. A fluorescent lamp produces an intense white light. This is because it makes ultraviolet. The special lamp has a mercury vapour inside and a fluorescent coating. When a current passes through the tube, the mercury emits the ultraviolet radiation and then the powder glows. Forged banknotes can be detected using an ultraviolet lamp. Genuine notes have fluorescent markings, and when the note is exposed to ultraviolet light, some of it is absorbed, and then the paper and ink re-emit the energy as visible light that we can see. Security marker pens can be used to mark property. The ink glows under the ultraviolet light in the same way as the markings on the notes. Drinking water can be disinfected by exposing it to intense ultraviolet rays. This will kill most of the germs and make the water safe to drink. Sunbeds. Use or danger? You decide. Sunbeds give out ultraviolet rays. Many actually give out greater doses than the midday sun of a tropical country. It's illegal for people who are under 18 to use sunbeds, and evidence suggests that people under the age of 25 who are frequently exposed to ultraviolet radiation are at greater risk of developing skin cancers in later life. Remember, a tan is actually your body's attempt to protect itself against the damaging effects of ultraviolet radiation. Does a lot of time on a sunbed really make you look that good? You know what's coming up next. It'll be the penultimate part of our electromagnetic spectrum. It'll be time for X-rays. So make sure you come back, because you know that
regular review gets a better grade for you.
Don't forget to
Like,
so that I can keep making the videos.
comment,
Especially to request other revision topics.
Subscribe.
So you can get notifications of when my next video gets uploaded.